Hello everyone, and welcome to our science class. Today we're going to be talking about parts of the plant and their functions. So as we talk and discuss what's going on within a plant, we're going to be mentioning some of these words and you're going to find out why they're important. We're going to talk about the flower. We're going to talk about the leaves, the stem, the roots, the seeds, and the fruit. And as we go through the lesson, each one of them has a vital part of what a plant is about, and one can't happen without the other. So we're going to learn more about that as we go along in our lesson today. As we discuss, here are our parts of a plant, and we'll get into more detail with them as we go. The first that we're going to talk about, because that's where it really begins, is the root, which are right here. These are the roots, and the roots support the plants, and they take the water and the nutrients from the soil that's all around it, that it's growing in, and brings it up through the next thing that we're going to talk about, which is the stem. And here is our stem, and it goes all the way through. And the stem supports the leaves, and it transports that water and the nutrients from the soil, from the roots, up through the plant. Next, we have the leaf. And the leaf uses sunlight and chlorophyll, and it converts the sunlight and the chlorophyll into carbon dioxide. That's going to be important, so remember that word, carbon dioxide and water, and it converts it from carbon dioxide and water into sugar, and it gives off the water and the oxygen. From the leaf, a flower will grow right here, and that flower helps to produce the seeds. And that is also how it pollinates, how bugs come in, they go into the flower, and that's how it reproduces. From there, the flower can turn into a fruit right here. And the fruit protects the seeds and helps with the seed dispersal, which means how it moves from one place to another and how it goes just from that plant out and to make new plants. And the seeds, which are these right here, that's what produces the new plants. So now we're going to get specific with some of these. Now we're going to talk about our parts of the plant. And we're going to start with the one at the very beginning, and it all kind of ties in together. So we're going to talk about the roots. And the roots provide support by anchoring the plant to the ground, so it's down in the soil, and that absorbs the water and the nutrients from the soil, because the soil, we talked about earlier how the soil needs it needs good soil, not bad soil, not rocky soil, not soil without a lot of growth to it. It needs good soil to help it to grow. And that can also store the sugars and the carbohydrates that the plants use to carry out other functions. And we're going to talk about those other functions. So as we leave the roots, we go up through the stem. And the stem carries the water and the nutrients up from the roots and the ground, up through the roots to the leaves. And then the food produced by the leaves moves to the other parts of the plant. So the stems, they provide that support. They hold the plant together. So it's like the strong point of the plant. It holds it and it keeps it together, and it allows the leaves to reach the sunlight that they need. Again, sunlight's going to be important. The sunlight that they need to produce the food. And from there, we have the leaves. Again, the stems hold the leaves to the plant, and the leaves are the food-making factories of the green plants. The leaves, and they come in many different shapes and different sizes. They come in different colors, as we can see right here on the picture. In the different seasons, everything changes. From the leaves become flowers. And flowers, they don't only look pretty, but in fact are important in making those seeds. Their bright colors and sweet smell attract the insects, which we just talked about, pollinates the flower. And it allows the flower to grow fruit. And the fruit is ripened in the ovary of the plant, where that's what contains the seeds. And after it's fertilized, pollinated, that part of the fruit swells and it becomes fleshy or hard and dry, and it protects the seeds. It's like its cover. You know how we put coats on to keep us warm and out of the rain and things like that. That's what the fruit shell does. That's what the covering does. It protects those seeds. And so many fruits help the seeds spread. Many things that we call vegetables are really fruits, like tomatoes and cucumbers and different things like that. So those seeds then move on, and as we see, it all goes like in a circle. It's almost like a life cycle. It really is like a life cycle, because it goes from a seed, which is kept in the fruit, to the roots. And then the roots go into the stem, and the stem to the leaves. And the leaves become flowers, and the flowers become fruits, and it all starts again. And so it spreads throughout nature, and it makes all these beautiful trees, and how many are so different. It's just fascinating to see all of that. So, as we've talked about all these, let's look at the different parts. We said that the leaves, first off, we have the roots down at the bottom. So these are our roots. And from the roots, it leads up through the stem. And the stem becomes leaves. And the leaves become flowers. And the flowers become fruit. And the fruit protects what makes all the trees, which are the seeds. I hope that you've enjoyed learning about the parts of a plant. It's been fun talking about it, and think about it as you go out into the nature and in your backyard and you see different plants and different things growing out there, and think about, I know where those started and I know the different parts, and you'll be surprised at how many things you start to see. Hope you're having a great day. Thanks for listening.